Hello. Here we are back again talking about Emily Kaiser. This is Shannon from Only Shannon Knows. I have been ignoring this topic, but I have received comments in my other videos regarding this, and I just had to look at it myself. So I'm sharing this, and I'm not sharing to shame. I'm not sharing to point anything out. I'm sharing this because, again, everybody needs to focus on water safety, number one, and then also what social media does, bringing attention to things around us. So, what is being shared, as this video was shared that Emily Kaiser had, was shared on the internet regarding the boating incident. This is being shared, and of course, you're going to receive comments. Your son passed away a little over a year ago from drowning in a pool. And then you have your, I think, 16-month-old son in a boat, mind you, without a life vest, which, by the way, is illegal. And let me just show everybody. I couldn't find the clip. The clip's been taken down. Again, I was trying to ignore it, and it's just, I had to see it for myself, and I realized we need to have a conversation about this because we need to talk about the safety of children. And so let me show you this.
This made a lot of people question Emily and Brady's commitment.
Now, this is where the boat was specifically moving. So there is a child here, not in a life vest, that is steering the boat. And then right back here is Brady and then their 16-month-old son, not in a life vest. And you can tell that the boat is moving. It takes anything. It takes the swerve of a boat and to lose someone overboard. I remember when I was younger, and we know how to swim very well, my sister and I, and there was an age limit with regards to, or an age where you had to reach in order to be in the boat without a life vest. And we had to wear a life vest. My parents made sure that we wore one at all times when that boat was moving. So this is very disturbing. Understandable why people are upset because this was posted online.
Water safety and brought them back to what happened to their child Trig that drowned in their pool while at home. Emily Kaiser.
Now, what does Emily? I'm curious. I have not looked at Emily's video.
I really just want to take this moment to have just a really open and honest conversation with my audience. I know that I have made mistakes, and I know that I am an imperfect human, and that sometimes I say or I do things that can be confusing. Over the course of the last year.
Okay. First of all, you're saying and doing things that are confusing. You're actually saying and doing things that are illegal. It is illegal to have a child in a boat without a life vest, number one. Number two, it is illegal to have a pool in Arizona, to have a pool where you don't have a safety mechanism. They did not have a fence. They had a catch-a-kid, but the catch-a-kid was not over the pool. It was off to the side. You did not have an automatic locking door. There was not an alarm on the door. So again, it's not that you're doing things that you're misrepresenting things. You're actually doing illegal things and you're recording it.
Our family has been no stranger to tragedy and how quickly life can change. And that's really all I can say, is that we're no stranger to the worst possible thing happening. And as you guys know, we lost our son Trig a little over a year ago to a preventable drowning. and we will forever and always.
A preventable drowning. Okay, that's true. That could have been prevented. Let's go on.
Always take accountability for the ways that we went wrong and the things that we didn't do. And we have so much hindsight now of things that we wish we did differently. And in recent events, which I've already talked about, I know that it can be very confusing, frustrating, make people angry, that I have talked about water safety over the course of the last year, and then recently we had our son out of a life jacket for moments on a boat.
Okay. So, yes, you've talked about water safety. There's nothing confusing here, and it doesn't matter. Moments on a boat. None of those kids had life jackets on, by the way. So, were there even life jackets for them on the boat? I don't know. I have not seen the full video, but for moments on a boat, it takes a moment for a child to slip into a pool and to drown. It takes one swerve of that boat for somebody to fall overboard, and you especially can't see things in a lake. One moment is too many. When are you going to learn?
Understand this conversation. I think it is important. It holds people accountable, and I know that I am not perfect. I know that we make mistakes, and all I can say is that I'm sorry, and that I know we made a mistake, and that I will do nothing but my best to be the best parent I can be moving forward. And I know how much I love my children and care about them and their safety, and it is never something that is compromised for me by aesthetics or anything else. It was simply a mistake, and I am so sorry. In the conversation,
we're not even gonna, I'll post the video that I did regarding the pool safety. If it was not for aesthetics, number one, why wasn't a pool fence up? Number two, why wasn't the Catch a Kid on? And number three, why didn't you have an automatic door lock or door mechanism or alarm on the door? Why didn't you follow the laws with regards to pool safety for your children? Okay, you put a fence. Again, you can go reference my video. I'll have it linked up here. You put a fence around your pool furniture, but you didn't put a fence around your pool.
the life jacket, there has been the point brought up multiple times of why did we even take him out of it at all? I'm adding this context simply because the conversation has been brought up, not because I think it excuses any action or us taking him out of it. And the answer is honestly simple of he was fussy and we decided to take a few moments to calm him down. And we see now that was a mistake. And
okay. He's fussy, so you want to calm him down. Number one, you should have asked the people to stop driving the boat, which their child also, if you're advocating for water safety, that other child who seemed perfectly fine driving the boat should have been in a life jacket too. I know it wasn't your child, just saying. But also, if your child is fussy, I don't know how in the world you got a life vest off while the boat is moving, because it's pretty difficult. Boats aren't that stable. But anyway, your child was fussy, so you took the life jacket off, but you couldn't ask them to stop the boat. They couldn't stop the boat because me personally, that's what I would have done. I would have gone up, asked them to stop the boat, and taken the life jacket off. Or, better yet, drive us back. Drive us back to the side. Let us get off this boat if he's that fussy. I mean, that's all there is to it.
There is no reason ever why a child should be out of a life jacket. Which is why I understand that this is an important conversation that is happening around water safety with life jackets, because even though in the moment it seemed like the right thing to do for our child, I understand that anything could have happened and something could have gone wrong. On top of that, I understand that that conversation has reopened a lot of discourse on the internet about our son Trig and his preventable drowning and a lot of other conversations. And like I said, I think that the conversations about awareness and water safety and advocacy are so important. They are important conversations to have, and they're hard conversations to have. But I know that by me putting my life on the internet and choosing to come back to the internet after my son passed away, that I was going to be open to these conversations, and I will forever be open to these conversations because I am choosing to share my life. And I understand that, and I am honestly okay with that, because I think that our story is powerful, Trig's story is powerful, and I do not want other families to have to go through the tragic loss that we have had to go through. Like I said, I am always going to continue to be better, do better, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I know that there are always going to be people who are going to take everything I say and twist it, and that has scared me for a long time, especially the last year of, I feel like I can't say anything right, I can't do anything right, I can't talk about my grief, because if I talk about my grief, then people think I'm doing it with the wrong intentions or I'm trying to monetize off of it. I also feel like I came back with the intention, and I said this, of I will talk about things when I'm ready. And I tried to set a boundary because it is extremely hard, and any family who has gone through a tragic and sudden loss understands that it is hard to immediately want to come on and advocate for something that took your child's life. We know it is our fault. We know that we could have done things differently. We have so much hindsight now. I know how many families we can help, but it is hard. It is hard to talk about. It's not because I don't want to talk about it. It's because it's hard. And I also do feel whenever I talk about water safety or advocacy, it's once again usually taken the wrong way. I'm told that I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. But I also know that to the people who have stuck by our family, and
I will say one thing. This, hopefully, I'm hoping that this does open people's eyes up to water safety, and it does help and prevent other children from the same item. Unfortunately, there are people, we're online, and so there are going to be people who hide behind computers and who are just, unfortunately, going to say some probably pretty nasty stuff. I'm not on TikTok, so I haven't read any of the comments, but I can only imagine what she does get. I could probably look at some here. Actually, people are pretty nice on here. It was your fault the first time. It's your first time living life too. Give yourself grace. No one's a perfect parent, which is very true. You don't owe anyone an explanation. I'm so sorry people are so vicious. Some people can be really nasty. We love you and sending you all you've got. Yeah, so people seem to really enjoy. I'm tired, Emily. People have seemed to really enjoy this. Anyway. Somebody said maybe it's time Brady talks.
My audience who has been here for 5 years now, maybe less, or maybe you're new here, I hope that you guys understand that I am never coming from a place of bad intentions. I am always coming from a place of good and just doing my best and trying to navigate what feels impossible. This has been my job for almost 5 years now. I've been on the internet for over 5 years, but it has felt impossible to navigate, like I said, and I don't really even know how to explain it. It's a very hard world to navigate, but I have chosen to be a part of it, and I understand that, and I understand that with that comes criticism, comes commentary, comes accountability, comes people having opinions, and I really do respect that, but it is hard. One thing I do want to address in this video and be clear about, and a few things that I want to address do have to do with water safety, and I think that they're important for me to address. Something I have seen commentary and speculation about is whether or not our son Teddy is in ISR lessons. I want you guys to just hear it from me, honestly, that he is in ISR lessons, and we have had him signed up for ISR lessons. I've seen clips taken and people saying that I have not been truthful, and I just want you to know that our son Teddy has been in ISR lessons since I said he was signed up for ISR, but he is now on his second round of ISR, and he has been in lessons for months now. He's doing amazing.
So good for her getting her kids in swimming lessons. My two took them a little bit later than Teddy. So I'm really glad that she is doing that. Is so incredibly important for water safety. The classes will teach your child how to, not necessarily how to swim. Yes, overall, that's the goal, but how to get out of a pool, how to get over to the side, how to roll over on your back. So it's all pool safety related, which is fantastic. I'm so glad that she's doing that and that she's sharing that with us.
And I'm so proud of him. On top of that, I have seen some speculation that our family does not have a pool fence, and I also want you guys to hear that from me, that we absolutely have a pool fence. We were not mandated or forced to get a pool fence, but we have had a pool fence for well over a year now. I know to some people that might...
They didn't until after the incident.
Be too little too late. It doesn't matter anymore. You already lost a child, and I completely understand that argument. But when we moved into our home and bought our home, it did not have any form of pool protection, and we did our best as parents to decide between a net or a fence, and we decided to go with a catch a kid, and I was very open about this decision. I posted it on my Instagram stories, and I was proud at the time of that decision. I thought we were making the best decision for our kids, and obviously I have such a different hindsight now and such a different perspective on pool safety and the fact that fences are a non-negotiable.
And she did, my friend had a catch a kid, and they work great when you use them. So if she had a catch a kid on there, it would have worked. But they had it off because supposedly the pool man was coming for, I don't know, they had it off for at least a couple of days. I can't remember. I'd have to go back to my other video. But so yes, if you're not going to use a catch a kid, yes, the pool fence is a non-negotiable because it also is the law.
I don't even want to address because it is really hard for me to even fathom that people believe this. But I think it is important to hear from me because it also has to do with our pool and water safety and our children, who I am very protective of, is we have not, we will not, and we do not swim in our swimming pool where our child drowned. I am extremely angry at times and overall just really sad and hurt that this is even something that has been rumored or speculated, but I just want it to be known that is not something that happens in our backyard, and we are barely able to step foot in our backyard. So I really hope that rumor can just end now that I'm addressing it, because especially in the honor of our son and the way that he tragically lost his life, and even having our son in swim lessons is hard. We do not swim in our swimming pool. And the last thing I feel like is really important just for my audience to know is, like I said when I came back to the internet, I will talk about water safety and advocacy when I am ready and when I feel inclined to do so. I am never forced to talk about it. I am never told what I need to say. I talk about things when it is on my heart and I feel ready to talk about it. And I know that some people might not believe that, and that is perfectly okay. But I just want my audience to once again know that when I talk about water safety and I talk about grief and I talk about awareness, it is coming from nothing but a genuine and good place. I also want to be clear that when I'm talking about water safety, it is never coming from a place of me trying to act as if I know better than anyone or as if I am like the.
Okay, so we understand water safety. Oh, this is a long video.
I am exhausted, and it is impossible to prove to people who want to see nothing but the worst in you that you have good intentions or that.
And I'm not going to play the rest of it, but bottom line is, and she's correct, is that it is impossible to prove that you have the best of intentions, because unfortunately there is just sin in this world, and there are really nasty people in this world that will hide behind a computer and do whatever it takes to just tear somebody down. And that's just a part of being on the internet. And I definitely don't have the following Emily does. And I get some very unique comments myself. I've had a random crazy person call me. I don't even know. I'm not even monetized, so I have no idea. I have no idea. Bottom line, overall, please protect your children around water. Make sure that you have a pool fence. Make sure that you have all the measures and you're following the state laws, no matter where you are or if you're outside of the states. Additionally, make sure you're following the laws with regards to boat safety, water safety, etc. I believe it's in most states, if not all states, that children do have to have a life vest when they are in a boat. I'd have to look it up, but that is what the law used to be. Anyway, that is it for this segment. Thank you, and come back. I will have more to share.